I want to be like my grandpa. He was fun. He was quite a guy. Was raised in Oklahoma during the Depression. Only went to school through the 8th grade. Was running illegal liquor during the Depression era. Was a professional boxer. Used to fight in the streets for money. Back in those days, you just wrapped your hand in something. And used to catch trains like they did illegally, right? Just hop trains like hobos. He was a hobo, but really strong, really tough guy. It was all his life. He was very focused on his physical power and physical prowess. He was a baseball player, a boxer, a wrestler. Back in the days when, you're talking about Duck Dynasty guys would have been the height of culture to someone like my grandpa. I mean, people in his family didn't go to school. They didn't do anything. He was actually a reader. Most of his family probably couldn't read, but they were quite bright. And raised in utter poverty in the Ozarks. They were just as hillbilly as they could be. Just absolutely hillbilly as they could be. But here's this guy, when he was in his 70s, would go out all day long, work on the farm and ranch all day, which is really difficult work, come home and eat, and then go into his barn and weightlift with the weights that he had made himself, just so he could stay incredibly strong. I mean, it was just like unbelievable amounts of energy this guy had, right? And loved people, very outgoing. I would spend all of my free time I could with him, working on the farm, or he would teach me to box because I was little. And so I spent a lot of time with him, hearing all these stories and all the jokes. Most of them weren't appropriate for a kid my age, but that's okay. And learning how to socialize, because he was the most social human being I ever met. And very physically powerful. I mean, it was just amazing the things he could do into his 70s and 80s. And not sick a day in his life. I mean, just always healthy until he started getting demented. Well, it turns out, I had one story that I've had all of my life about it. It turns out when I look back at his medical records, there was a lot of things going on. He actually had type 2 diabetes probably for years, massively uncontrolled. He drank tons of lemonade while he had type 3 diabetes. So he probably got vascular dementia from the diabetes. Eventually started to not be able to keep his balance, started to lose his memory. We took him to the doctor. Now, nowadays, in a modern clinic, he would have been diagnosed with vascular dementia and type 3 diabetes, and he would have been treated because vascular dementia is treatable. At that time, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. There was no treatment. And the doctor was essentially, it happens to old people. Get his things in order. That was it. I was furious. And this was a time I was starting to do research as well. So that really pushed me into neurological research and research on Alzheimer's. Here was this important man to me who just was written off because, got a disease, that's the end of it. It just goes against everything that I believe in, that humans should have every potential opportunity to succeed and to thrive. And to have something like that happen to anybody and have the medical community or the rest of my species say, there's nothing we can do. Why is there nothing we can do? Look at what we've done so far. There is something we can do. Give it enough time, enough effort, enough resources. We can do anything, including save these people, right? Who are our family members and our children and our parents.